All right, welcome back to the Elias Smacko Show, 1052 CJAD 800 time. Now, if you've been feeling uneasy about the stock market, guess what? You're not alone. Market downturns are unpredictable, especially at a time when tariff wars continue to loom between Canada and the U.S. Let's head over now to Richard Lapointe, Senior Portfolio Manager at CIBC Wood Gundy, for an update on his take. Richard, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much.
Listen, I tell you what, last time you were on this show, some of your takes, right? Some of the things you were saying. I think we had some listeners that were surprised at just, how you were trying to rationalize a lot of things that were going on. At times, people don't want rationalization. They want emotion. So why don't you tell me, now that we're, I think, a couple weeks later, and all of these worries about tariffs really haven't gone away, how are you feeling?
So, look, here's the position I'm taking, all right? And I think this is the position Canada should take. Now, before I say it, Elias, I want to just make it clear. These are my positions, not those of the firms, right? CIBC does not have anything to say about this. I think we should read The Art of War. Sun Tzu, The Art of War. It was absolute necessity to read when you were going through business school. And one of the things that it says is, when facing a significantly superior enemy, evade. Do not confront. Mm-hmm. We are confronting them head on this thing. We're making it a very public confrontation. We're rallying. I love to see Canadians rally together. It's wonderful to see. This is not a war we can easily win. They do 1.5% of their GDP with us. We do 22% with them. Mm-hmm. We can sting them. We can hurt them. We can stop drinking U.S. whiskey. Yeah, we can do that. But at what damage to ourselves? I can't believe that these two countries, which have been side by side, friends and lifelong allies, all of a sudden are at each other's throats. I can't believe that. Mm-hmm. I can't believe there isn't a way to work through this.
So, and that's the thing, Richard, right? Like, because nobody can believe it. But the question is, in 2 months, are we going to be laughing about this episode, or in 2 months, are our heads going to be even deeper, even more dug into our hands?
I find him totally unpredictable. I find him very difficult to listen to, and you know who I mean by him. I also find it that some of the requests they're making aren't completely off, mm-hmm. and these tariffs that they're thinking of putting on, let me put it this way. Most Canadians aren't aware of this. The United States of America is the country that tariffs the least in the world and is the most tariffed in the world.
Uh-huh. And they've become the richest country in the world based on that, right?
There's no question. But is that because of the tariffs or not tariffs, or is that because of innovation? Uh-huh. Is that because of their American consumerism and their business spirit? Mm-hmm. Again, I think there's a lot that could be said on this. I believe backroom negotiations, if we can give them more work on that military stuff, border security stuff, I think that'll go a long way. Personally, that's my thinking. And more importantly, I think, as a big point I'd like to say, I've been listening to the talking points of all the Canadian politicians, and the one that strikes the hardest chord with me is the one that says we have to diversify our client base. Mm. We do all our business with them, right? Yeah. How about building our own refineries, our own pipelines, getting some of that stuff to go elsewhere, right? What about that? Yeah. What about building out new relationships with India? Forget China. How about India? Mm-hmm. How about more with Europe? How about South America? I mean, there's stuff we haven't done, and we can't do quickly. We've got to do it over time. So settle your problems with the Americans quickly, and then start shifting. Head-to-head fight, I don't see how we win this.
Finish your thought. No, finish your thought.
Well, I get that that's an unpopular statement. I get everybody wants us to just hit them on the electricity, hit them on the gas.
Yeah, well, it goes to the emotion side of things. With Richard Lapointe from CIBC Wood Gundy. So, Richard, it leads me to this question. Much in the same way that Canadians are going to the grocery store and we're not buying the U.S. strawberries,
Yep.
and we're not buying the U.S. mayo, and now we're buying Quebec mayo and Canadian strawberries made in greenhouses, and we're speaking that way. Do you have people calling you? Do you have people who are calling you up and saying, Richard, get me out of U.S. stocks? I want to be with Canadian banks and telecoms and Canadian dividend stocks. Are you seeing that same type of thing?
About 1% of my client base. If I were to push it, maybe 2. No more than that. As a matter of fact, I've got many more inquiries about going the other way.
Really?
Well, think about it, Elias. I mean, again, I hate to talk like this because I'm a very proud, loving Canadian, love Canada. But in this war, we cannot win it. And if we choose to fight it in the way that our politicians are talking, our economy is going to take it right in the face. So if you had funds to invest, you may want to think of going south of the border. Now, unfortunately, our currency is so bad that it really puts a block. It's a tremendous roadblock to converting into the U.S. right now. So, yeah, right now I'm doing a lot of buying of companies that do a lot of business in the U.S. For instance, this is my recommendation only, not that of the banks, but I've been looking at restaurant brands, right? That's Tim Hortons, that's Burger King's, that's Popeyes, that's Louisiana Sub.
Yep.
They do half their business in the U.S., like in the U.S. This wouldn't be tariffed, right? So that type of stuff I've been looking at, yeah.
Do you think the market has been oversold here? Like the sell-off in the market's overdone and some buying opportunity?
Clearly. Look, I was reading last week that the bearish sentiment in the U.S. and Canada is at 60%. During 08-09, which has to be the darkest time I remember, it was at 70. So we are really, really bearish.
Yeah.
Okay, and that is usually a wonderful time to buy, and you usually can get a wicked bounce when everything is this negatively viewed. And that's why we went up on Friday, and today we went up again. Or at least we're up now.
Well, Richard, I hope clear skies lie ahead. Thanks so much for your insight.
So do I.
I love it. Richard, your voice speaks for many of us. That's Richard Lapointe, Senior Portfolio Manager at CIBC Wood Gundy.